Hey everybody. This week on my movie review videos, I'll be reviewing a movie that came out fairly recently, and it's the new Spider-Man movie. So hopefully the title will be clickbait, and hopefully people will be very interested in hearing what I had to say about this recent uh, addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And right off the bat, I can tell you it's a highly entertaining movie. It's one of those movies that is trying to get your attention, trying to get you hooked, and it does that. It does that very well. I. It seems kind of weird, but the fact that they do make it more of an action comedy film, it is. It is a very. It's a very interesting move, and it does work very well. And the whole plot, which kind of leads into one of my major complaints of the movie, is that I feel like the beginning feels very rushed. For those of you who have seen the Marvel movies, at least the ones that are in this one universe, they do open up right after the climax in the Avengers, where these blue collar workers are messing around with the alien tech, trying to analyze it and figure it out. And while that does provide a good backstory for our main villain, played by Michael Keaton, my biggest complaint with that is it doesn't really do enough to explain what's going on. It doesn't. It mentions the Avengers. Like I said, it mentions that attack on New York that you saw at the end of the first Avengers. And that's the big problem. It doesn't really explain a lot of the stuff that led up to this movie very well. It just kind of expects you to automatically know what's going on because, well, if these Marvel movies were a big hit, surely everybody knows everything that's going on. And I think that's kind of a huge disservice to the movie because, I mean, I know a lot of people have seen these movies and know what the story is, but I can guarantee it, there's going to be a sizable handful of people that are going to go into this movie just wanting to see Spider-Man who don't know that much about the Avengers, and even if they have an idea, it's still going to be pretty confused because they keep bringing in all these outside elements. So I think if they did that once or twice to give context, but not hammer in the Marvel Cinematic Universe fact throughout the movie, I think it would have been better. And another problem is that the love interest in this, well, we know no one can top Mary Jane, right? Uh, but I feel like aside from a few cute scenes of our hero Peter Parker, and that's another problem. Like Peter Parker and Liz, yeah, their chemistry is fine. But another problem with the movie is that again, this is Peter Parker's already a superhero. He's already Spider Man. They don't go over the origin story, which I think if they did, this would have been like a 2.5 hour movie. But I wouldn't have minded having them rehash it again because, again, not everyone knows these superheroes and their stories, so people are going to get confused. But I guess the main idea behind this was that, well, like I said before, and I know I'm repeating myself, just bear with me. I think the idea was that these superheroes are so well known, they probably know the story already. Plus, they've already done like two other Spider-Man film franchises that didn't last very long. But anyway, so yeah, but the love interest. Oh wow, this review might actually be really really short because I'm halfway done with what I want to talk about, and I'm only 4.5 minutes into this video. Um, I really do feel like that while the love interest is could have been given more development, I really love how they portray Peter Parker, how Tom Holland portrays him, because in the other Spider-Man movies, we've seen him either go to the extreme awkward or the extreme smartass. Because in the comics, for those of you who don't know, there are a few friends of mine that aren't going to know this. Um, there is a sense that Peter was kind of a pathetic, nerdy loser who was book smart but not really good at fitting in. And after he got his superpowers by getting bit by a radioactive spider, This took place. The original comic took place in the '60s. That's when science could do anything and not kill you. Um, but yeah, they don't really well like the and then in the Amazing Spider-Man, that film series of Andrew Garfield, Peter was too much of a cocky smartass in that movie. In this one, they kind of, because part of Spider-Man's charm is that he'll fight bad guys, but he'll say something witty to kind of taunt the opponent. And in this one, I think they had a really good balance of the excitable, young, impressionable teenage boy that's kind of socially awkward, but they also make him, very competent at spewing out one-liners and fighting off bad guys. So I think this was the closest we got to Spider-Man, at least the character. And aside from my complaints about the movie not being friendly to the newcomers, I still think this is a good movie. I'm not sure if it deserves as much praise as it's getting. Um, Well, I'm not saying it's a bad movie, but I am saying that I think the fact that it's such a fun film to watch, I think that might be clouding some people's judgments of the movie. But I would still give it like an 87 out of 100.